Hello, hello, hello. Sorry about that. And we received 2 more donations. Thank you so much, Matt, and thank you so much, Philomena. Sorry about that, everybody. My internet went out, but we are all good. One sec here. Okay. All right. Thank you for your patience, everybody, and thank you for being here, Juliet. Okay, let's finish this off. So, his feelings, yeah, the devil here. I mentioned the devil is in the details. It was like he was in denial of those details himself, even though you were offering them to him. He was creating like a layer of protection within himself. And I'm not making excuses for him or saying that it's okay. I'm just saying, I'm just telling you what I see here. Yeah, a lot of denial, and now truth, the sun, is here. You know, the truth is now completely transparent, and I feel responsible for his delusion. No. Do not. That's what I'm saying. No, you offered to give him the details from day one. You offered, and he said, "It. Nope. It's your business. It's your life." How that you are in no way responsible for that, Juliet. Hey, Matt. Welcome. You are in no way responsible for his psychological mechanisms of self-preservation. That's you're no way responsible for that, love. His intentions, we have the Page of Swords reversed, the Seven of Wands reversed, and the Nine of Pentacles reversed. He wants to make sure he knows all the truth, even though it's hard for him to process. The Page of Swords is the truth seeker. But the Page of Swords reverse is also someone who is having difficulty processing what they have discovered. And it's something that he's grappling with right now, and he needs some time to process. And part of what he's grappling with and processing is his own boundaries, his own comfort levels, his own comfort zones. He's questioning, am I willing to bend my boundaries? Am I willing to bend my sense of comfort that I've normally lived by to be with the person who I have feelings for? And that's a decision he hasn't come to. He knows that he still values you very deeply with this Nine of Pentacles reverse, which is what's making this decision so difficult for him. He's feeling very guarded right now. And when I say guarded, I don't mean like he feels that you're a danger to him, obviously, but guarded in terms of his boundaries and examining those. Because we all have, we should have them. Most of us have boundaries, and having boundaries and keeping boundaries is one thing. And then sometimes I have definitely gone through it myself quite recently, where boundaries that you have are suddenly needing to be re-examined, and this is that time for him. Can you pull a card for advice? I genuinely don't know what to do. I can't pull. I can't. I'm sorry, love. One card isn't going to provide advice for this entire situation. If you want to ask another question, you can definitely donate for another question for advice moving forward. But I don't pull single cards, sweetheart. I don't want to get too much into my. I'll pay for absolutely, Juliet. Thank you very much. I know exactly how you're feeling right now, and I've been in a similar situation, and he's very torn, and it's and especially with it being so fresh within just a matter of hours since you told him. there's a lot for both of you to process. It's, you know. Thank you very much, Juliet. Thank you. Okay, so how you would like me to ask your spirit guides what you should do regarding Israel? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Juliet with advice regarding her situation with Israel. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Juliet with advice regarding her and Israel. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Juliet with advice on how to move forward with Israel. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Juliet with advice on how to deal with Israel. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Juliet with advice on how to deal with Israel. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Juliet with any advice regarding how to handle the situation with Israel. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Juliet with advice on how to deal with the situation with Israel. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Juliet with advice on how she should navigate the situation with Israel. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Juliet with advice on how to navigate her situation with Israel. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Juliet with advice on how to navigate her situation with Israel. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Juliet with advice on how to navigate her situation with Israel. Okay, love. Let's see. Two of Cups, the Star reversed, King of Cups, 10 of Cups reversed, 6 of Wands reversed, and 4 of Wands reversed. Okay. Alright, so Spirit is saying to not let go, that there is something special here. There is a future with you and him. That's the good news with this Two of Cups. You and him do have a special bond. And I don't say that very often, Juliet. You know me. I've been reading for you for a while. I'm sure you've heard my other readings for how anyone in the peanut gallery, how often do I get to say that? Like, this is, you guys, I will say, and this is the caveat here, is the two of you really, really care about one another. However, just because two people both really care about one another and are really good for one another doesn't always mean that it will work out. And I'm not saying that it won't work out, but there is a high chance that it won't work in the way that you would ideally would like it to. With the 6 of Wands reversed, again we have the defeat card, 10 of Cups reversed. There is potential for 10 of Cups, like happiness, but 10 of Cups is a very personal card when it comes to our idea of ultimate happiness. It's unique for all of us, and while he will provide you with contentment and happiness, it likely won't match your vision of what ideal contentment and happiness is long term. And I also see this with the Star reversed, but more importantly with this 4 of Wands reversed. But more importantly, I'm so happy this King of Cups came out. To me, this is Fool and the King of Cups are the two wisest cards. The Star is my favorite card in the deck, but it is reversed. But it's saying that while you're not seeing light right now, while you are feeling heavy energies right now, do you know that the light will shine? This isn't over. And while the tide is high right now with this King of Cups, it will return to being placid. You only just told him this news, like a moment of hours ago, like in a matter of hours ago. That's a very short amount of time. And I'm not saying that he needs forever to process this, and I'm not saying that you need forever to process this, but the two of you do need some time to process this. He for sure needs, you both do. He's analyzing you guys are both analyzing multiple things right now. He's the main one for him is, am I able to recalibrate my ideas of Ten of Cups, my idea and my boundaries in order to be with her? Because he does have this cup of love for you. He does have this very strong cup of affection for you. So the advice that I'm seeing, if it was just one word summarized from Spirit, and you're gonna, I am sure you'll hate hearing this, but it's what I kind of thought. The only reason why I thought Spirit would say this is because it's what Spirit advises me, and I was in a similar situation not too long ago. Patience. We want an answer immediately, and especially in these times when everything's so instant, we can, if we want, we can order something and it'll be thrown over our fence in 5 seconds. We just go on Amazon, anything's there. If we want to find information, we just find it on the internet. If we want to contact someone, we can just text someone. Back in the day when the world was more slow, I think there was less of a need for that immediate answer where, and it's just impossible to get those answers when they're not there. The answers will be there, but that star reversed is the truth hasn't come to light yet. Because the truth, he doesn't know his truth. You don't know your truth, but he doesn't know which direction he's going to go yet. But he'll know. He'll come to that. He'll come to his decision. Whatever it is what it is, and you've done nothing wrong, and he knows you've done nothing wrong, and I'm just hoping that there can be a temperance moment here where he can not break his boundaries, but adjust. It's about give and take. Relationships are all about give and take. It's not about things being on just one person's terms. So, yeah, I do see potential here, and definitely patience. And you don't strike me as the type to over text someone or blow up someone's phone. You don't strike me as someone who would even do that. But it's the waiting. I know that is painful and difficult. And when I was in that, because it wasn't too long ago, and I was in that period, I was rewatching a lot of my favorite shows. Quite frankly, I was focusing on my work, which I always do, but I rewatched a lot of my favorite shows. And I got my answer. I got to my truth. I won't. I'm honestly hurting. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you, love. I feel you 100%. I empathize with you. I fully do, because I know what you're feeling. And I used to just let go. Yeah, I get you there too. When I was younger, I feel like it was easier to just let go. I don't know about you, but yeah, I find that as I get older, it becomes a little harder to just kind of let things slide. Not let things slide, but let things, wait things out. That's the wisdom of that King of Cups, is knowing that the tide, his throne is on the ocean, and we know the ocean. The tide can be crazy, and then other days it's perfectly placid. It will return to being placid. You just need to embody the wisdom of the King of Cups. He knows that he'll stay on his throne. It's rocky. Shit's rocky right now, but it won't be forever. It won't. Thank you so much, sweet Juliet. Much love and light to you, girl. Thank you, love. Matt, thank you so much for your donation, my friend. Matt. General vibe reading. You're so welcome, Juliet. And yeah, I let me know how things go. I'm curious to see, because there's some strong feelings there. And obviously, yeah, the Two of Cups rarely shows up, those cards, and yeah, this is, I'm invested now. Matt, you there? Matt, please come to the chat. Hey, so I'm not sure how to ask this question. I want to get the vibe of a group of people towards me. They're internet people. Oy vey, okay. No, I don't mean that in like, oh, here, but like, here we go in the sense of, you know, how I feel about those people. I'm more than happy to answer your question, and I'm sure it'll be filled with lots of hot tea to sip. I won't call them stalkers, but they've been invested in me for years. I think you might have mentioned them before. Is this one of the group where the guy has a crush on you and he won't leave you alone? Is he a part of that group? How should I, what should I refer to them as? Incantatively. There's a couple of different groups. That guy overlaps with this one. Okay. Call them the Goof Troop. Yeah, you got it, dude. Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Matt with any and all information he needs to know about the Goof Troop and not the Disney movie. That's not. That wasn't. Was that a movie? I mean, I know it's a thing, and anyway, spirit. You know what I'm talking about. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Matt with any and all information he needs to know about the Goof Troop. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Matt with any and all information he needs to know about the Goof Troop. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Matt with any and all information he needs to know about the Goof Troop. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Matt with any and all information he needs to know regarding the Goof Troop. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Matt with any and all information he needs to know regarding the Goof Troop. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Matt with any and all information he needs to know regarding the Goof Troop. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Matt with any and all messages he needs to know regarding the Goof Troop. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Matt with any and all information he needs to know regarding the Goof Troop. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Matt with any and all information he needs to know regarding the Goof Troop. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Matt with any and all information he needs to know regarding the Goof Troop. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Matt with any and all information he needs to know regarding the Goof Troop. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Matt with any and all information he needs to know regarding the Goof Troop. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Matt with any and all information he needs to know regarding the Goof Troop. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Please provide Matt with any and all information he needs to know regarding the Goof Troop. I think this group is predominantly older women. Okay. Page of Wands reversed. Queen of Wands. Two of Cups. The Moon reversed. The High Priestess. Two of Swords. Seven of Cups reversed. Four of Wands reversed. King of Pentacles. And Six of Swords. Interesting. Page of Wands reversed. Two of Swords. Row Two of Cups. Yeah, and it's interesting. I just did a reading, as you know, for Juliet, and Two of Cups came up in one of her readings, and I told her that Two of Cups doesn't show up very often. And I don't know if you were in here, but I said, anyone in the peanut gallery, you want to back me up on that? Well, it showed up twice today. That is rare. That is rare. This is interesting. I mean, two totally different situations, but anyway. Starting with this Page of Wands reverse and this Two of Swords. Yeah, I don't know what the kind of I don't know what kind of group this is. If they have a common interest, what brought these people together, what platform this is on, I don't know, but there is absolutely a we have a crush on Matt energy with this group. Almost like they've elevated you to, I don't want to say like a celebrity status, but an untouchable status. With this Page of Wands reversed, it's like, do they harass you? Is this like 7-year-old boy energy? It's on here. I'm not sure what brought them together. Mostly drama. It's on YouTube. I didn't even know there were communities. I mean, I guess, well, this is a community on YouTube, but we know what brought us all together. Tarot, wow. What kind of like videos? You don't have to answer. You don't want, but I'm just curious as hell. It's immature stuff. For sure. Well, on that note, this feels very much like an unrequited crush from a very emotionally immature person / group of people. Watching you, but trying to do so in a covert way. The whole group of people live stream drama all the time. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I mean, I watch shorts because I don't go on TikTok. I watch shorts on YouTube, and it's mostly cat videos. I follow a lot of cat influencers. But occasionally I'll just get a random live stream of like this random lady. She's like Persian or I think she's Middle Eastern, and she's just smoking weed. She comes home from dropping her kids off from school, and she just smokes a blunt in her garage and just talks bullshit about her life and how great it is. And it really sounds like she just has a very weird energy. And just so many people are watching her. I'm like, who are you and why do you matter? I like just seeing the number of people watching. I'm like, okay, there's got to be something cool here. Nope, there was nothing riveting. I stayed for maybe like 2 minutes. I'm like, this is retarded. I mean, this is not legit. Sorry, I'm millennial. This is not like this. What is going on here? What is drawing people? And yeah, she was talking about a lot of drama. This boy that she's talking to, this guy that she's talking to, and this and the other. A couple of women from this group reached out to me a few years ago and tried to start up something with me. One of them legit was looking to be a sugar mama. There you go. There you go. And a lot of people just like dumb bottom of YouTube drama. Serious. I don't like dumb bottom of YouTube drama. Not for me. If we're gonna sink to the bottom of YouTube, I wouldn't even call it the bottom of YouTube. I like watching, especially early in the morning. I like watching restaurants in the kitchen, like in foreign countries. Like there's this one restaurant in China I like watching in the morning when I'm getting ready for work. There's this one cafe in Canada. This girl that live streams and she's a barista. Beautiful energy, just friendly to everyone. That's the kind of, and I wouldn't call that bottom of YouTube. Again, that's just like good vibes. Yeah, you're right. Some people just thrive on that, and they're bottom feeders. They're low vibrational people. They're not high vibrational people. And so they watch in secrecy. High Priestess, Six of Swords, watching in secrecy, but and wanting to come towards you, but knowing that they can't. They've placed like this like mystical, like untouchable energy around you. A lot of people just like dumb bottom of YouTube drama. Yeah. Queen of Wands and Seven of Cups reverse. Bingo. Yeah, they've got the hots for you, dude. They've got the hots for you, and it's unrequited. Seven of Cups reversed. You're a wish of theirs. They wish that they could have the mad experience with their wand, their lady wand, Queen of Wands. She's the sexual queen. They wish they could have that experience, but they can't. Again, untouchable dreams, untouchable wishes. They all come in on fake accounts like Mrs. Mulberry and Mrs. Cactus, etc. I mean, I don't know them. They sound like very lonely people, very bored people that need to get a life and this is their life. It's sad. Again, Two of Cups, and unmet unions. They have these feelings for you, they have this desire for you, but they're happy to just keep it at bay, to keep a boundary there. They've elevated you to, this is you, this King of Pentacles. They see you as the King of Pentacles, like the guy who's got it going on, the guy who they could never actually see romantically, the guy who they could never actually be with, the Moon reversed. And I don't know if I'm sure some of them have turned this into, oh, he thinks he's too good for us. And then I'm sure a lot of them have turned that into, well, he is too good for us. It's sad. Rebecca is kind of part of this too. I was going to say, and I wouldn't be surprised if Mrs., I don't know, freaking Lilypad would be a Rebecca. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. This is very Rebecca energy. And you know what also wouldn't surprise me? If Rebecca was all of them. I know that's not likely because they chat and stuff. That would be way... That would take... I don't think she has the brains to operate... To conduct an operation like that. No, it's not all her, but... I would be hard-pressed to think that she is not a part of it. God, yeah, if she was every single one of those women, that would be so difficult. She'd have to be literally, like, she'd have to have multiple devices, which isn't difficult per se, but then several accounts, yes, it would be too difficult, but it's very her energy in terms of what these group of women are doing. So I don't, I jokingly say that it could very well be all her, but I don't think it's all her. But I do analogously think it's all her in the sense that the other women involved, and possibly a man, are operating exactly like she does. She has feelings for you, yet she puts up this boundary that, quote unquote, prevents her from ever getting hurt in love. But here's the tea, Matt. I was talking about this with a friend last night. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You can't prevent yourself from getting hurt. That's the gamble you take in romance. You always take a gamble with a little bit of sorrow. Janis Joplin, get it while you can. If you think you've created some system to avoid ever getting hurt in romance, you're not going to have any kind of love or romance. It's not real. Like, and look at it. They're just admiring you from afar. And that gives them something, that brings them something, but it certainly can't be satisfying. I had some women come to my door the other night. She knocked, I opened the door crack, and she tried to fall into my room, but Beck just won't risk it. A woman came to your door and then she knocked and she tried to fall into your room. Oh my god, that's crazy. That's wild. That is so wild. Flip the genders, flip the genders there. If I opened my door and a man tried to fall into my room, hi, 911? Like, no, not appropriate. Not okay. And this behavior is not okay either. If there was a group of dudes who were doing this to a woman, I think people would be far more irate. It's not fair. It's not cool. It's not cool. Weird stuff like that happens to me all the time. Well, you're in a strange place, my friends. You're in North Dakota, strange lands, and yeah, your women desire you, and they're just not presenting themselves in the way that they should at this time. Jeez Louise. Yeah, no, that's wild. But yeah, I was talking about someone else in terms of, like, if this person thinks they've created some system to prevent them from ever getting hurt in love again. I'm like, well, they're never going to find love. Like, if you don't surrender yourself to actually like to any kind of long-term like commitment with someone, you can't get the perks either. Like you have to, there's give and take. For real, this place is super weird. Yeah, that's the weird part. They don't come straight. What? Wait, what do you mean they don't come straight? Oh, towards, yeah, like they don't just like behave like normal people. Yeah. Um, Obviously not the ladies for you, my friend. Not the ladies for you. Well, thank you so much, Matt. I really appreciate you, as always, always, always. And I hope I brought you some clarity there. These women, it's just games. It's games. I do think they get. Hi, Philomena, please come to the chat. It is your turn. Thank you. I do think they get some giddiness and excitement out of it. I do think they are genuinely attracted to you. It doesn't make it okay though. Like I said, like flip the genders. If like a group of older men like were following me, it wouldn't it's not cool. It's not cool. And it's like, and people do this, they create boundaries either with physical space and or lack of direct communication, so it prevents them from ever getting hurt by someone, but they're not getting anything. No one's getting anything out of anything here. Philomena, please come to the chat. It is your turn, love. Thank you. Philomena, please come to the chat. It is your turn. Thank you. You're very welcome. You're so welcome, Matt. You got this, dude. How long was I on the first time I went live? I say that all the time. If the roles were reversed, there'd be a huge issue. For real. Yeah, I'm thinking about it myself. Like, damn, like shit. Like if there was a group of men or women for that matter, but men really. Hi, Philomena. Thank you for being here, sweetheart. Please go ahead and post your question. Thank you. Yeah, no, if the roles were reversed, it would be very different. People would be up in arms. People would do something about it, I feel. Men would definitely be afraid of a lawsuit, I think. Yeah, it's not cool. Same with the trying to fall into your room thing. Or your door, like, no. A man, the police would be called on him. What are Danny the Sagittarius's intentions for me and this connection? Let's see, girl. Let's see. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Danny's intentions towards Philomena and their connection? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Danny's intentions towards Philomena and their connection? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Danny's intentions towards Philomena and their connection? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Danny's intentions towards Philomena and their connection? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Danny's intentions towards Philomena and their connection? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Danny's intentions towards Philomena and their connection? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Danny's intentions towards Philomena and their connection? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Danny's intentions towards Philomena and their connection? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Danny's intentions towards Philomena and their connection? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Danny's intentions towards Philomena and their connection? The Star reversed, the Hanged Man, the High Priestess, the Sun reversed, and Queen of Cups reversed. I don't know how long the two of you have been dating or seeing each other, or what the situation is between the two of you. but it doesn't look great in terms of longevity. I'll of course I'm gonna be real with you. I always am. That's why I was asking or wondering how long this has been going on for. But I see him with intentions of withholding, with the star reversed. We also have the sun reversed. The sun is clarity, truth. We were talking and then took a no contact for 5 months. Okay. It's possible he wait, are you guys talking again? Because I definitely see a retraction of energy. The Hanged Man, suspension. Hi, Mahogany. I'm reading for Philomena, and if you made a donation, you would be next. Thank you. You're talking now? Okay. Of course, I'm here to be honest with you, Philomena, but it looks like he intends on pulling away energy-wise, keeping you in suspension with the Hanged Man. The High Priestess is very much a breaking free from not just someone or a situation, but conventions, especially conventional situation. And then we have this Queen of Cups reversed. This is telling me you are the Queen of Cups. You should, if he should want you to be his Queen of Cups. This should be upright. He should want to make you his Queen of Cups, but it looks like he at this time he's not wanting to. And with the Hangman, it feels like he doesn't want to remove himself from your life forever. But you mentioned that this is the second time that you guys are talking after you took a no contact for 5 months. I feel like this is a pattern that he feels he can repeat. I think he feels like he can take a step back, and I don't want to say that you'll always be there and you'll accept him, because I don't get that energy from you at all. I know I've been reading for you. I know you too well at this point. You're not the type of person who's just always going to be there for him. If he comes away and then he comes back, oh, okay, this, and I now I'm remembering you were quite cautious, if I'm not mistaken, to start talking again. And I don't know how long you guys have been talking for, but if things are good now, I don't know. I'm sorry, love. I don't know how much longer he's going to be romantically present in your life. This withholding energy. The sun reversed, the star reversed. That's not. I finally responded to him last week. Okay. Thank you so much for your donation, Mahogany. So you finally responded to him last week, and have you guys been talking back and forth? Because I don't know. It feels like game playing to me. Especially if he was the one to reach out to you. Thank you, Mahogany. And we also received a donation from another person. And I don't know what your username is, but we'll ring the bell for you. Thank you. You have been talking. And has it been good? I don't trust him. I don't trust him with his intentions. At least not with the current energies that I just saw. They don't look promising. They look possibly deceptive. If he's saying that he's looking for a connection. And it's thank you. That was you. Thank you for your donation, sweetheart. I appreciate you. Okay. Yeah, it's been good. So there's someone else. I didn't see someone else in the reading. That would be if you want to ask that question, we could ask if there's another person. I didn't see that in the reading. It's possible, but it's possible. It could also be he doesn't want it to be tied down. It could be, fleeting emotions, fleeting intentions. People's intentions do change. Not always, but sometimes. So it's a possibility. But I didn't see like Three of Cups reversed or something like that. I didn't see cheating, or not cheating, but I didn't see cards that indicated another woman. But I did see cards of someone not being the guy that you need in your life. Someone pulling away energetically. Mahogany, thank you so much, love, for your donation. Okay, so you have, did you say you had two, yeah, you donated for 2 questions. Okay. Thank you so much. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. And thank you very much, Philomena, for your donation, love. I appreciate you. And if you want to ask, if there's another person, we can if you want. Thank you, sweetheart. 1 is trading for me. Okay. It's trading for Mahogany. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides is trading for Mahogany. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, should Mahogany start trading? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, should Mahogany start getting into trading? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, should Mahogany get into trading? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, should Mahogany get into trading? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, should Mahogany get into trading? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, should Mahogany get into trading this time? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, should Mahogany get into trading? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, should Mahogany get into trading? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, should Mahogany get into trading? 7 of Cups reversed, 8 of Swords reversed, Page of Swords reversed, Queen of Pentacles reversed, and Strength. At this time, no. But specifically at this time, I was asking, should you get into trading? And then at one point, I phrased it as, should she get into trading at this time? And then I was like, no, let's go back to just, should Mahogany just get into trading in general? Well, they gave me the answer. Not right now, but in the future, yes. At this time, with the 7 of Cups reversed, they're saying that it is in your future. You already are in it. Okay, it's not a good time. Have you been finding success? Because they're saying that with the 7 of Cups reversed here, yeah, when it comes to investments and the 7 of Cups reversed, it's usually a sign of very little to no returns. I can see it's definitely not a good time. Yeah. They're an 8 of Swords reversed. They're saying that you should probably stop right now. I mean, I know you've already made investments, but I wouldn't continue investing further for a little while. Page of Swords reversed. They're saying that, yeah, it's not a good time. Queen of Pentacles reversed. I want a little more clarity with this, because especially pentacles. I mean, we're talking about your pentacles right now. Yeah, it's not that you. Well, I just don't know how long I should stop and why I have to wait. The market, I would say, the market. I'll compare it to the King of Cups. I'll compare it to the ocean. The tides are high at times. They're very, very low. The market is constantly fluctuating. So, and that's why that was why I wanted to ask, and why I answered. I think right now or in the future, because it's constantly fluctuating. I know people. I have a friend of mine who was super into investing for many years and made a lot of money from it, but recently stopped maybe 4 years ago, and their family's really into it as well. And when I asked them, they're like, yeah, no, not right now. Like they comes from a family of economists, and no, there's no, not right now. Now is not a good time to invest for anybody, for most people. But we've got this strength card here, and it's also your card, Leo. Yeah, so you're not seeing success at this moment. You're telling me that you're not seeing success, and if you're telling me that you're not seeing success at this moment, and Spirit's saying this, Spirit's saying pause, put it on pause for a moment, doesn't mean that you're never going to make money from investing and trading. Not at all. That strength card is telling me that you will, but when the market's improved in terms, and I don't know what you are investing in specifically, but because it's different for different things, of course. But to me, it really seems like when I decide to trade the market, it literally is not good, and when I'm not, it's smooth. Yeah, I could. I mean, It may seem that way. That's definitely possible. Debbie, hey love, good to see you, and thank you so much for your donation. I could seeing it that way for sure, but that's also something that you can't predict. And that's the gamble. It's a gamble. I almost compared it to gambling, and I didn't want to, but it is. It's a gamble. Trading is gambling in a much more highbrow way. It is a gamble, and if you're willing to take that's fine. But Spirit's saying hold on. It would be in your best interest to hold off for a bit here. Okay. So that is what I'm seeing for you there. Please go ahead and post your second question. Thank you. And let me go ahead and add Miss Debbie. Yes, trading is definitely like a strategic gamble. Yeah, no matter how much. Yeah. I mean, unless you have insider, you're doing illegal insider stuff. It's even people with the highest skills and knowledge. It's still a gamble. Yeah. Was Reese never interested in me? I think the better way of asking that it would be okay. Well, we'll ask it the way you posed it. Was he never interested in you? Or was he ever interested in you? I only asked because I got so many reads that he was, and he never said it, and I also felt he was. And I've been there too, love. I've been in connections where I got readings, and I know that they liked me, and the reading said they liked me, but they never said it. Some especially guys, some people just can't say it. Some people can't show it either. But let's see. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Did Reese ever like mahogany? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Did Reese ever like mahogany? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Did Reese ever like mahogany? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Did Reese ever like mahogany? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Did Reese ever like mahogany? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Did Reese ever like mahogany? masters and spirit guides, did Reese ever like mahogany? Ghost masters and spirit guides, did Reese ever like mahogany? Ghost masters and spirit guides, did Reese ever like mahogany? Ghost masters and spirit guides, did Reese ever like mahogany? So either the reads weren't on the spot or he is lying about his interests, but somebody's lying. I wouldn't call that lying about his interest. I would call that more concealing interest, which a lot of people do have. I can't tell you how many times it's happened to me, and how many times I see it all the time. The moon reversed, 6 of Cups, Death, 6 of Pentacles reversed, and Temperance reversed. Wow. Yes, yeah, he did. He did like you. He absolutely liked you. Yes. 6 of Cups, absolutely. Oh my gosh, that is definitely fond affections. Death. He'd never met anyone like, and I hate using this phrase. I've used it before, but he'd really never met anyone like you. Well, I say lying because he did end up saying it. My bad. He was not lying. So he did say it. Okay, but he just didn't express it, and he didn't end up going forth with it. Because I do see that. The moon reversed, 6 of Pentacles reversed, Temperance reversed. This is not sharing. He's not sharing. I was doing a reading earlier. It was a very similar thing where I was like, I'm telling you, this guy, he is, or was, and still is very interested in you, but he's just not showing it. And you can't make him show you, and you can't make him tell you. But it doesn't mean that it's not there. But it also doesn't mean that things are going to happen either. This is someone who did not energetically display the feelings that they had for you in the way that you needed to see. Excuse me, in the way that you needed to see that. Well, I see that he wasn't interested. That's what he said. But it's like, how after all that time? Oh, he told you that he wasn't interested. Then he was lying, because I see that he absolutely was interested in you. Now, was he as interested in you as you were in him? I don't think so. And that's also part of the 6 of Pentacles reverse, is an imbalance. And it's also a part of Temperance reverse too. Oh my gosh, imbalance. There's imbalance. So just because it didn't manifest in the way that you wanted to see it, doesn't mean that he didn't have feelings for you. But I can't tell you how many times I've liked someone, and I know they've liked me, they've told me, but the truth of the matter was, and it was something that readers never told me, I had to just figure out on my own. Yeah, we both like each other, but I liked him way more. It's happened. It's not always, it can be hard to find an equal balance of affection in any relationship, not just romantic, also friendship. So there's nothing he was, in the moon reverse, yeah, he wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. Or wait, if he told you he was not interested, then yes, he was lying. But was he being conciliatory in terms of his behaviors? Yes, you weren't seeing them through the lenses that you were perceiving them. And he didn't, he didn't end up expressing it in a traditional romantic way. Well, it was only unequal because I didn't actually see him. You didn't actually, then that's the moon. Okay, I was trying to figure out what the moon reverse was. Okay, so you didn't actually see him. Otherwise, I probably would have liked him as much, truthfully. Gotcha. So there's that distance there, too. Okay, yeah. No, he definitely had feelings for you. Just because we don't see them or hear them in the way that we traditionally see them in other people or want to see them doesn't mean that it's not there, or that readers were telling you the wrong story or trying to lead you on. I don't do that, girl. If I see that someone's not into someone, I will nip it in. I'll let them know, like, I'm not seeing feelings right now. But I saw feelings with him. I just, in terms of actions, that's where there's definitely a mismatch there. If I told you what he said, woo, I had a wake-up call. Oh. Well, you can tell me offline, love, if you want to send me a message over Instagram. But yeah, no, I can confirm he had feelings for you. Yeah. Or if it's just like or if you don't mind sharing it on here, you could type it here as well. And we just received a donation. Thank you so much from Sydney. Let me go ahead and add you here. And thank you very much, Mahogany, for your donation, love. I hope I brought you clarity. Emily, thank you for your donation. Emily, please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you very much. I have a crush on someone who lives 6 hours from me. I moved 1 to 2 months ago. We're not in contact and just acquaintances. This might be a silly question, but should I move on from this connection? That's not a silly question at all. And I'll be honest, sometimes some questions are silly. Very rarely, though, I'll be honest. That's not a silly question at all. What's his name, hun? And what's your sign? And what's his sign? His name is Mahmoud, and he's a Sagittarius, and your name is Emily, and you are a Gemini. Love Geminis. You're one of my favorites. I love Geminis and Leos. Those are my 2 favorite signs. I'm an Aquarius, so fellow air club with a Gemini moon. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Emily move on from her connection with Mahmoud? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Emily move on from her connection with Mahmoud? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Emily move on from her connection with Mahmoud? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Emily move on from her connection with Mahmoud? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Emily move on from her connection with Mahmoud? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Emily move on from her connection with Mahmoud? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Emily move on from her connection with Mahmoud? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Emily move on from her connection with Mahmoud? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Emily move on from her connection with Mahmoud? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Emily move on from her connection with Mahmoud? The Empress. That's my card for today. The Emperor reversed. Strength. 8 of Wands. And 10 of Wands. This is difficult. And this is very, I'm sure you're seeing this, the Emperor and the Empress right next to one another, but the Emperor is reversed. You are the feminine. You're the Empress in this connection. You're the divine feminine. He's the divine masculine. And and he's in his reverse position. Spirit is saying yes. Spirit's saying yes. They are not denying that there is, that he has attraction, that he's attracted to you, that he has feelings for you. They're not denying that at all with the Emperor reverse. They're actually reinforcing that with the Strength card right here in the center. But with this Eight of Wands is literally like walking away, moving away. If you do decide to stay in this connection, it will be riddled with obstacles and difficulties that will likely not be, that you will likely not be able to overcome. And it sounds like that's the distance between the two of you. I think he mentioned he lives 6 hours from you. Okay, yeah, that's a huge one. That's a major one. Yeah, Spirit is saying that you should move on. You don't have to, and no one can tell you what to do. You know, not your mom, not God. But Spirit does advise that it would be in your best interest. Yeah. And the fact that the two of you aren't communicating at this time as well, I think the sooner you do it, I know the sooner you do it, it'll hurt. It's painful to end connections with someone. I had to do it recently myself. But the sooner you nip it in the bud, the easier it'll be, instead of letting it, I don't want to say drag out over time, but it's very possible. That's okay. I figured that was the case. Thank you for clarifying that. You're very welcome, Emily. Thank you very, very much for your donation. I'm sorry that there's this distance between the two of you. It's tough. Like I said, I've gone through a lot of romantic journeys in the past year, and that was one of them as well. And past 2 years, and but yeah, clarity sets us free. Truth sets us free. Much love and light to you, Emily. One moment, please. Debbie, Miss Debbie, how are you feeling? Debbie, how are you? Debbie, please come to the chat. Thank you. There she is. 2 weeks post-op and getting better each day. Ah, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Been praying for you, Debbie. And, yeah. I'm so glad to hear that, Debbie. I really am. Detailed April reading. You got it, sweetheart. You got it. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Debbie with any and all messages regarding her upcoming month of April. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Debbie with any and all messages regarding her upcoming month of April. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide any and all messages for Debbie for the upcoming month of April. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide any and all messages for Debbie for her upcoming month of April. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide any and all messages for Debbie regarding her upcoming month of April. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide any and all messages for Debbie regarding her upcoming month of April. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide any and all messages for Debbie regarding her upcoming month of April. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide any and all messages for Debbie regarding her upcoming month of April. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide any and all messages for Debbie regarding her upcoming month of April. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide any and all messages for Debbie regarding her upcoming month of April. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide any and all messages for Debbie regarding her upcoming month of April. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide any and all messages for Debbie regarding her upcoming month of April. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with any and all messages for her upcoming month of April. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with any and all messages regarding her upcoming month of April. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with any and all messages regarding her upcoming month of April. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with any and all messages regarding her upcoming month of April. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with any and all messages regarding her upcoming month of April. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with any and all messages regarding her upcoming month of April. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with any and all messages regarding her upcoming month of April. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with any and all messages regarding her upcoming month of April. 9 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, the Hermit reversed, 4 of Pentacles reversed, 5 of Wands reversed, Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords reversed, 2 of Swords, Death, Queen of Swords, the Emperor reversed, 7 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles reversed, 6 of Cups, and 7 of Cups reversed. Okay, give me 1 second. All right. Energy already looks good right off the bat. Energy's already looking good. Let's start with this beautiful 9 of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, and the Emperor reversed. 9 of Pentacles is definitely what we want to see for any month, but especially with the onset of spring. 9 of Pentacles is seeing the fruits of your labor, seeing the rewards of your efforts, success, achievement, making achievements, feeling materially secure, particularly secure. 9 of Cups is very harmonious energy. Of course I'm blanking. I know I did I did a 2026 reading for you, didn't I, Debbie? I'm blank. I can usually remember certain months that are highlights from people's 2026 yearly readings. I do vaguely recall seeing that springtime was going to be really good for a lot of folks. And April's looking really harmonious. Unexpected surprises, harmony, rejoicing, creativity. Not a full one. Okay. But we do have this Emperor reversed here at the bottom, not here. This Emperor reversed, which is indicative of I don't want to say it's indicative of your hubby, but low key, yeah. It's not, because the energy I'm getting from it is not a lack of agency or sovereignty within you. Even in your physical healing, which I can't address because I can't talk about medical or legal issues. But I'm not getting that energy. I'm getting that it's an oppositional energy from a masculine source. And you've mentioned that you and your husband don't see, of course, you don't see eye to eye on absolutely everything, right? But when it comes to, the big move, making those decisions, there's still some rigidity, perhaps some stubbornness there. Then we have this Queen of Cups. Which is beautiful as well. This Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups. Very much maternal, matriarch energy. Compassion, warmth, kindness. I feel like you'll be seeing more of your family members. He hates change. Yeah. I know. But I do see some developments. I don't see, he is stubborn, but I don't see him being completely stubborn forever. But yeah, it is tough to get the ball rolling there. But yeah, I see you definitely, like, and you already are fully seated in your mommy energy and your matriarch energy. I don't know if there's plans for your children to come visit you more this month, but I feel like there's going to be more of that, possibly a surprise visit on the horizon. But then we do have this Knight of Swords reversed and the Seven of Swords, which is not thrilling me. Knight of Swords reversed is a sign that your thoughts are likely scattered in too many places at this time. I often refer to it when I'm in that Knight of Swords reverse space, like I need to detangle my thoughts. I need to comb through my thoughts and unravel them. None of them came to the hospital. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, Debbie. Fuck. I would have come to the hospital. I mean, I know they're far. I mean, I couldn't. Obviously, I don't live where you live. But if I lived even in New York, girl, like I would drive a few hours to come see you in the hospital. If you were my mother, I'd fly. No matter how broke I was, I'm sorry, Debbie. I am so sorry. I'm hoping that they make up for it. I'm hoping that's what this energy I'm picking up is. Coming to visit you over the next month as you're recovering and healing. Yeah, and then we have this Seven of Swords here. Which is not good. It's the only energy I'm really not liking in this spread. What the Seven of Swords is, thought. It's often deception, trickery, lies, manipulation. But it can be seen in one of two ways. I mean, that's the very common way of seeing it, the most common way of seeing it. But there's a reader I really love on YouTube. She doesn't read so much anymore. She's more an instructor. Her channel is Contemporary Tarot. I highly recommend you check her out. Her interpretations of every card. I mean, I learn more and more. I mean, she has probably 20 interpretations for every card at this point. She's been doing this for so long, and I just keep on learning more and more and more from her. And she always says the same thing, like, I'll never stop learning tarot. There's always things to learn. And another thing I learned from her is it's not just that, but it can also be seen as doing whatever needs to be done at whatever cost in order to get something done. It's your narc sun. Could also be your narc sun could also be this Emperor reversed here too. So, yeah, I'm seeing some negative energy from a male source. Shame on him. I'm sorry, he's your son. I shouldn't have said that, but he didn't come to visit you. That's just that. Wow. I don't know his situation, but even if he lives in bloody Timbuktu, I'm just so sorry. That's okay. Anyway, so that's likely his energy. And I don't know how much you've communicated with him recently. We then have this Hermit reversed, 2 of Swords, and 3 of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, this is where I'm definitely seeing. I don't know how the weather is where you are. I think last you told me it was still very cold, but I'm hoping that the weather's turned. I do see you enjoying the delights of nature throughout the month of April, having opportunities to enjoy the delights of nature. But I also, with this 2 of Swords right here in the center, I also see some feelings of confusion. 2 of Swords being a choice, but also feeling very much in the dark. This feels like the energy towards your move. Not having all the information, feeling in the dark regarding that, but knowing that it's a choice that you've made. You want this to happen. You want this move to work, but it requires collaborative working. This 3 of Pentacles, it requires cooperation, and right now that's just not there. That collaborative nature is not there. Collaborating, outsourcing, working together to make something work, or to make something come to fruition. Working together to make something come to fruition. 25 white-tailed deers have been visiting every day. Wow, how beautiful! How magical! Wow, how majestic! I love deer. They are so beautiful. Yeah, the first movie that ever made me cry was Bambi. I would have to hide behind the couch when the part came on. I couldn't watch that. I still can't watch that scene, man. I'm not a fan of Disney or the man he was, but the one thing I appreciate about him was he for sure was an environmentalist and really cared about animals and really felt that, like, these are creatures. We are animals too. They have families too. They have their own little lives, their own little language. Yeah, they don't talk, but they do. Anyway, very powerful movie. Deers are very, very powerful creatures. They're so noble. And I sit outside when they are in my yard. Aw, how sweet. Yeah, I living in the city, I don't see them as often anymore, but when I grew up in Walnut Creek and when I was living in Marin, we had deer all the time, and I swear they're becoming, I don't want to say more docile, because deer are docile, but they're not as fearful and skittish as they used to be. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, no, they would walk right up to me. I would set cabbage out for them and stuff. I'd be like, hey, I'm your friend, don't fear me, but you probably should fear other humans, because I'm not as nice as a lot of the other ones. Like, yeah, y'all are a little too trusting of humans. We're not all that good. Yeah, no, deer, they're so magical. They're watching over you, love. That's definitely a familiar animal. Yeah. 4 of Pentacles reversed, Death, and 6 of Cups. Now here we're seeing some more promise here. I like this column. 4 of Pentacles reversed, letting go of something, moving away from something. And especially for the month of April, I mean, I know you're resting right now, and energy is very, very precious and needs to be demarcated to the right places and not wasted. Your energy is very precious, so no big moves right now, no huge projects right now, as I'm sure I hope you're not engaging in. But I do see this as a spring cleaning card for sure. So I'm hoping your husband will help with that, or outsource possibly, or do it himself. But Four of Pentacles reverse, death. This is very much regeneration, getting rid of the old and to welcome the new. Four of Pentacles reverse, death. Six of Cups. This is where I'm hoping that hubby's on board with this. If it's something that you want to do, a spring cleaning, because I do see cooperation and I do see good communication and help and sharing, giving, sharing with the Six of Cups. So if it's not your husband, perhaps it'll be a friend or one of your children. But yeah, definitely an energy of spring cleaning. Right now things are on the back burner. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. When it's ready, when you feel ready, or as I mentioned, if someone else could do it for you, you could be the director, that would be fantastic, because I see people giving, helping, giving of their energy. Five of Wands reversed, Queen of Swords, and Seven of Cups reversed. Yeah, things being on the back burner for sure. This Five of Wands reversed, there's definitely some internal conflicts that you are grappling with right now. You explained, you told me one thing. I don't know if it's a conflict that you're grappling with, but your children not coming to visit you in the hospital, that's something I would have to grapple with. But at the same time, you also are wise. You have the wisdom in knowing that if it was something that you were heavily focusing on right now, that it could possibly compromise your healing, because healing takes place the best. We heal the fastest, we heal the most effectively when we're calm, when there's no stress. And stress is the number one cause of illness and disease. So remaining calm and not tending to problems that are affecting you on an emotional level that you can't contain or can't solve. I'm not saying ignore them or ignore your emotions, but to focus, to do your best to just focus on the positive. And I see that there's a lot of wisdom here in that with this Queen of Swords. This is definitely your energy, delineating, what's worth feeling conflicted over, because feeling conflicted over something, or feeling bitter or angry towards something, that costs energy, that takes energy. And right now you're delineating your energy with grace, with knowledge, and with compassion, not just to those around you, but to yourself, and maintaining your boundaries as you're in this time of healing. And you mentioned earlier how spring cleaning is on the back burner right now. Yeah, this is a reminder that projects are still on the horizon, 100%. Starting with the very first card, projects are for sure on the horizon for completion for you. But at this time, they are on the back burner. But it does not mean that they're not going to happen. They're not going to come to fruition. It just means that it's a time where, yeah, a time for pause, a time for healing, a time for peace. So this month looks. I think harmony is the best word to, if I were to put this entire reading into one word. I think harmony would be a good one. Peace, calm, healing. Yeah. You are so welcome. You are so More than welcome, Debbie. I'm so glad to hear that you're doing well. And I'll be screaming your name on Friday. Oh wait, I can't go to Shabbat on Friday. This is so weird. It's Passover today. Today's the first day of Passover, and I'm going to Seder next week, and I wanted to go to temple on Friday, but I just realized I have work, so I can't. Yeah, but anyway, enough about me. Thank you so much again, Debbie. Love and light to you. Thank you. Sydney, thank you for your donation, love. Sydney Riley, it is your turn. Please come to the chat. Thank you. Sydney, please come to the chat. Thank you. Sydney Riley, it is your turn, love. Please come to the chat. Thank you. I don't need people yelling outside. Sydney, please come to the chat. It is your turn. Thank you. Sydney, please come to the chat and post your question. It is your turn, love. Thank you. Sydney, please come to the chat. Thank you. It is your turn, Sydney. Sydney Riley, please come to the chat. Thank you. Sydney, please come to the chat. Thank you very much. And we just received a donation. Thank you so much for your donation. And Sydney is here. Hi, Sydney. Please go ahead and post your question. Thank you. And we received a donation from Valerie. Valerie! Thank you, Valerie. Can you look into my money work situation? Yes, I can. Sydney, what is your sign, love? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Something is not sitting with me right. Ooh, I'm sorry, honey. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Aquarius, hey, me too, girl. Fellow Aquarius club. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Sydney with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her money work situation. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Sydney with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her money and work situation. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Sydney with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her current money and work situation. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Sydney with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her money and work situation. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Sydney with any and all messages regarding her money and work situation. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Sydney with any and all messages regarding her current money and work situation. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Sydney with any and all messages regarding her current money and work situation. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Sydney with any and all messages regarding her current money and work situation. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Sydney with any and all messages regarding her current work money situation. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Sydney with any and all messages regarding her work and money situation. I'm in leasing. Hey, had to wait a minute till I could comment as I'm a new sub. Oh, you're new! Hi, Valerie. Well, welcome, and thank you so much for your subscription, love. Thank you, thank you. Okay, we have King of Swords reverse. That's our court card, King of Swords. The Hermit, Seven of Swords, Four of Wands, and Five of Wands reversed. Okay, you said something is not sitting with you right. That sounds like it's, correct me if I'm wrong, but the what I'm gathering from that is when you say that you feel as though intuitively there's something not right going on. Sorry, 1 second here. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Give me 1 moment. Just trying to find my glasses. Okay, so sorry. Give me 1 moment, please. Thank you. Sorry about that. Found my glasses. Okay. Had to wait a minute. Okay, with my boss, like they're trying to get rid of me or something. 2 favorite things going on. Is it me? I don't know what you mean by that, love. 2 favorite things going on. Is it you? Well, okay. So your boss, I do feel like we've got two weird authoritarian energies here. Two faces things going on. Is that you? No, I don't get. No, Spirit's not saying that you're a two-faced person, but there is a two-faced person involved in your work money situation for sure. 7 of Swords. I was just talking about this card in my last reading. I hate all the 5s, but I'd say the 7 of Swords is my least favorite card in the deck. It's deception, lies, manipulation, trickery. It's not good, and King of Swords reverse is very similar in that sense. It's someone who's abusing their power in some way. And with this 5 of Wands reversed and the Hermit, yeah, they're being very conciliatory about it. There's the complaints that this boss has regarding you he's expressed to other people, to his colleagues. Your boss is lying to your regional. Yeah, there's definitely two-faced energy. King of Swords reverse is a liar. Seven of Swords is a liar. And it's covert. Yeah, he's trying to. And I will just let you know, you are. This is all BS. This is all BS. Spirit wants to let you know that you are doing a good job, and you do. They are so lucky to have you with this Four of Wands. But they are just trash. This guy is trash. He's not saying anything negative to me, but I hear telling something else to my boss. Yes, that's precisely the energy I'm seeing here, is going behind someone's back, something that you haven't actually heard or seen, but you know it's going on. And I can confirm. I'm seeing it right here. What should you do? That would be another question, love. Well, we asked for advice. What I'm seeing here is you're in. I'm seeing two answers to your question. They're confirming that your suspicions were correct, but they're also telling you that this is not your fault. This is not something that you brought upon yourself. This is a corrupt system. This is a corrupt system that you're working for. It's a corrupt environment. Are they telling you to walk away? I'm not seeing it in the cards, but based on what they're telling me, it looks like it would be in your best interest to leave. I fear they're going to fire me, affecting where I live. So if you got fired, it would jeopardize your living situation. What if you quit before they fired you? Because the Four of Wands is saying you are doing a great job. You live on the property. Okay. And that's also the Four of Wands. Oh my God, a home. The Four of Wands is also a home, homestead. Yeah. If it's necessary in order for you to have a roof over your head, I would stick it out. But the only other thing that you could do would be to start searching for another job if you haven't already. Because this is, I don't want to say they're out to get you, but it looks like they are. It looks like they're extremely corrupt. You are not corrupt, my love. I don't know who you are as a person, but energy wise, there's no corruption there. You're working for a corrupt person. It's a corrupt environment, and they're abusing their power. And there's one of two things you can do: stick it out and see what happens, or I would highly recommend start looking for something else right now. Why? Why are they corrupt? Why are half the world's leaders corrupt? Why do people start wars? Why do people hurt people? Why do people murder people? It's there when there's no answer to that. It's senseless. He's a corrupt he's a mean spirited person who was given power and somehow gets some kind of pleasure from abusing it. And it's not your fault. It is not your fault at all. And I hope you didn't think it was your fault, because it's not. This is 100% on him. You've done a great job. You're just in a really crappy environment, very toxic workplace, and it's just a really unfortunate situation that you've been targeted. I'm going to send more money for another question. Absolutely, love. Thank you. And please send it within the next 3 minutes if you want to continue continue on from here, because we do have a line. Every person has 20 cards per turn. So I will wait a few minutes for you to send your donation, love. Thank you. Yes, Yes, please do. Thank you, love. Thank you so much, Sydney. Thank you, thank you. So your question is, what does your future currently look like? In general or regarding your work specifically? Sydney, do you want me to ask just in general what your future is looking like, or is this in do you mean in regards to your work? This month look like if they fire me? Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will this month look like for Sydney if she gets fired? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will this month look like for Sydney if she gets fired? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will this month look like for Sydney if she gets fired? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will this month look like for Sydney if she gets fired? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will this month look like for Sydney if she gets fired? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will this month look like for Sydney if she gets fired? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will this month look like for Sydney if she gets fired? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will this month look like for Sydney if she gets fired? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will this month look like for Sydney if she gets fired? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will this month look like for Sydney if she gets fired? Okay, and we have the Chariot reversed, Ten of Pentacles, Two of Cups, the World reversed, and Three of Cups reversed. Oh, girly girl. Good news, good news. Even if you get fired, you've got, this is, in my favorite card in the deck is the Star, but I think the most powerful deck is the most powerful card is absolutely the Ten of Pentacles when it comes to anything, but especially money. This is legacy, this is contentment, this is not needing, not wanting of anything. You will be fine. You will be fine if you end up getting fired. You will not end up being stuck with the Chariot reversed. If you don't end up getting fired, you will end up stuck in a very toxic, disharmonious situation. But if you do get fired, there will be harmony restored in your life with this beautiful Two of Cups. Like on this is like my second favorite card. I'm not even I'm not pulling your leg, girl. These are beautiful cards. The World reversed, this negative toxicity, this cycle, it's not going to come to an end unless you get fired or unless you quit. It won't stop. His toxicity and the general toxicity of the workplace, Three of Cups reversed, like that's something that just won't come to an end unless your employment comes to an end there. Spirit is saying that you will be okay. Not only will you be okay if you get fired, but better opportunities are out there for you, love. You'll be okay. You'll be able to, and I highly suggest you start looking now for another opportunity, another job, because Spirit is emphatically saying it is out there. Something so much better, and likely more than one opportunity is out there for you. It's time to get moving. It's time to get moving on your terms, because they're trying to get things moving on their terms, and it's toxic and unfair and not just. And you've done, you've done nothing wrong. You've been a great employee. There's no reason for this, is what Spirit keeps on telling me. And I'm not saying that. I don't know if I've read for you before. I'm not saying that to sugarcoat anything. This is really what I'm seeing. That you will not just be okay, you'll be in such a better place. Not just because you won't be in that environment anymore, but because you'll see that there's another opportunity out there for you that's so much better, if not one, more than one, that pay better, if not the same, better, that also have perks and opportunities, what's the word I'm looking for? They have what you need. There are other places that have what you need, and it's, I don't know if you've started your search yet, but that world reverse is saying, like, it is out there. The search should commence, because you're a great worker. You're great at what you do, and like I said earlier, Spirit was saying this place should feel lucky to have you there. But they're just corrupt people, and I rarely see that in readings. Tarot is very honest. If I see like someone has not been doing that great, at their job, they're not feeling it, they don't, show up on time, they'll even acknowledge it, and I'll see it in the cards. It's not what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing someone who does a good job and is being targeted by fundamentally unfair people. So you will be just fine. You will be stable. It will be a transition period, and those are always scary, because change is just scary for most human beings. But it is also exciting, and harmony will be restored. 2 of Cups. That's and 10 of Pentacles. Here's a little story for you. I pull a card for myself every single day. I've been doing it for 7 years. Every day, even if I'm sick. And I keep a list. I have a spreadsheet of every card I've pulled. I've pulled the 10 of Pentacles upright 1 time in those 7 years. And on that day, I was asked to ordain a wedding. Like, that card don't mess around and doesn't show up willy-nilly. I rarely see that card. It's a very powerful card, and especially when we're talking about feeling stable and supported, and having the things that you need. It's beyond. It's not just having the things that you need. It's above and beyond. Like, I see your lifestyle improving, a new job, new opportunity. Yeah. So that is what I'm seeing for you. But it's unfortunate that they're as toxic and just nasty as they are, because they're missing out on you, and they're gonna get their karma, and you will too. You've done nothing wrong. That's that world reversed. Is the world is open to you. You're a great worker, and there are definitely companies out there that would love to have you on their team and would treat you so much better. Thank you again. Thank you so much, Sydney. Much love and light to you. Thank you. And let me know how things go. Your intuition sounds strong, and it can be scary, but those cards are really good. Really, really good. I don't see them often. Yeah, and I'm not telling, and I also say this too. I don't want to be here to be a soothsayer, but if I do see something that is genuine hope, like, it makes me happy to see, because it's, yeah. I don't want to say it doesn't come up all the time, but it's special. So yeah. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. Miss Valerie, lovely to have you here. You are a single mom with 3 special needs kids, and Housing Authority are finding us a house with more space. Yay! I viewed one yesterday and it had more outside space, but the inside kitchen living room was smaller. The house was a bit ran down. Feels like I'm taking on a project. I'm told they'll fix it up, but it's so old looking, I don't know. Wasn't feeling it. Okay. Um, Miss Valerie, a couple questions. Did you want this to be an expanded reading, or did you have multiple questions? And 2, what is your astrological sign? I'm thinking of pushing for something better, but I'm told there's none, and I could be waiting for a long time. Okay. I'm a Cancer, but with loads of Gemini in my chart. But Cancer. Okay. And is it so? And how do we want to ask? Is this one question? And how do we want to encant? How do we want to ask this? Now I have that song stuck in my head. Valerie by Amy Winehouse. Valerie, why don't you come on over, Valerie? I don't know if we're off. I think we might be off a little bit on the time thing. You might want to reopen your browser because I think there's a delay in you typing and what you're hearing. If you click out of your browser and just reopen it, then we'll be on the same time frame. I just want to ask if I should take that or wait for something else. Also, what life is like after the move and time frame. Okay. Okay, so we could split that into 3 questions. First question would be, should you take the house or wait for something else? Second question would be, what will life be after the move? The third would be time frame, in which the way I can ask a time frame question is you have to give me the time frame, like how long will it be until XYZ happens. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, should Valerie take the house that she looked at recently? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, should Valerie take the house that she recently looked at? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, should Valerie take the house that she recently looked at? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, should Valerie take the house she recently looked at? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, should Valerie take the house that she recently looked at? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, should Valerie take the house that she recently looked at? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, should Valerie take the house she recently looked at? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, should Valerie take the house she recently looked at? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, should Valerie take the house she recently looked at? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, should Valerie take the house she recently looked at? 9 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords reversed, the Hanged Man, and 7 of Wands reversed. Yeah, they're saying that you should wait for something else. This house would cause you a lot of stress. You already have not just 1 child, not just 2 child, but you have 3 children, and they're all special needs. you've got a lot on your plate. You've got, you've got a full family here, and a lot to take care of, and taking care of a house too. You don't need another baby. You don't need another thing to take care of. Spirit's saying that it's something that you would be able to juggle and manage. You're a strong ass woman. You would be able to do it, but they're saying that it's a decision that it's tough to make because, yeah, it's, as you mentioned, it might be a while till you find something else. But there, with it being in its reversed form, it's also saying that there's some information, positive information that you haven't heard or hasn't been told to you yet, that suggests to me that there definitely are other places you could move to. How soon, we'll ask in the other question. But yeah, Spirit's saying that this place is not something worth defending. Exactly, and it's so old. Yeah, I could do it. Yeah, like Spirit's saying, like, yeah, you could do it. Hell yeah, you got the power, Mama. I'm sure there may be other. Yeah, and that's what Spirit's saying too. With the Hangman, is that it I don't know if you've looked yet, but if you were to look or try to look from a different perspective, or look at, in different avenues, different areas even, or but like diversifying your search a little bit, you would definitely, I really think that you would find more than one other option. So yeah, it's Spirit doesn't think that you should take it. You could manage it. It wouldn't it wouldn't ruin everything for you at all. It wouldn't be the end all of things, but it would be tough. Yeah. The housing authority, find me the house, but I'll ask for other areas. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, like even if it's a housing authority, I would try to find, yeah, like I was thinking like literally like in different areas. Excuse me, that are, so long as they're obviously convenient for you in terms of, I'm assuming like the schools, like I don't know if you homeschool your kids or anything, but yeah, other, like literally other areas, and that'd be great. So yeah, in short, yeah, you could, but Spirit thinks it would be wise to wait. And then your second question here, I'm moving closer to a school that'll accept my children's needs. There we go. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, like, because obviously, well, not obviously they're in school, but because you could be you could be homeschooling them. But yeah, if you're not homeschooling them, and you found a school for them, that would be super ideal. That was literally what I was thinking, was like school, kids, location, ease and location there. So what will life be? You ask. Um, what life is like after? Like in general, they have been struggling in their current schools. This one is smaller, 21 children in the school. Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, that's definitely a much more manageable class size for sure. 20, 21, yeah. Okay, so let's see how things would change. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will life be like after Valerie moves? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will life be like for Valerie and her children after they move? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will life be like for Valerie and her kids after they move? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will life be like for Valerie and her kids after they move? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will life be like for Valerie and her kids after they move? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will life be like for Valerie and her kids after they move? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will life be like for Valerie and her kids after they move? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will life be like for Valerie and her kids after they move? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will life be like for Valerie and her kids after they move? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will life be like for Valerie and her kids after they move? the Emperor, King of Cups reversed, the Moon reversed, Five of Cups reversed, and Three of Wands. Okay. Ups and downs, shoots and roundabouts. This Emperor card is telling me no matter what, regardless of whether you move or not, but we are specifically asking what life will be like after you move, you will have, full sovereignty over your children, over yourself, as you already do. That won't change. I do see improvements. So this Five of Cups reversed, like looking back and being like, oh, it's a good place. It's a good thing we left that place. I'm not to say that you're super unhappy where you are right now. I don't think you told me how you feel about where you live right now, but a change is needed. And after the move, I see you looking back and being like, that was a good decision. That was a needed move. A little chaotic at first, but I think that's just the name of the game when it comes to moving. There's always chaos. I need to move myself, and I don't need to, but I want to, and it's a lot, and I can't imagine having kids as well. There's a lot to organize and get together, and but it's stressful. Let's be real. Moving is stressful. So at first, it's going to be a little choppy with this King of Cups reversed. But the wisdom of the King of Cups is that his throne is on the ocean, and yeah, the ocean can be rocky as hell sometimes, but it goes back to being placid, and it will. Things will definitely be placid eventually once you guys have settled. This Moon reversed card, I do want some. So it's a different house than the one I viewed. I'm assuming this is a different house from the one you viewed. I mean, Spirit it's your choice. Only you can make the decision as to whether you're going to move into this house or wait for another one. And that's what Spirit was saying is they can't tell you what to do. They're suggesting that you don't move into this new house. They're saying that there is something better. You would be able to handle it living in this house that you just saw, but they advise that you wait. So I would assume that this is in the case of Three of Wands, patience, waiting, time. So yes, I would. This is not just an assumption. This is you. This is in the case of you not taking the house that you saw. But with the Three of Wands, yes, it is patience. Yes, it is time. Yes, it is delays proving necessary. But nothing good comes quickly or easily. It's usually the best things that take some time to come into our lives. And also with the Three of Wands, he's looking out onto the horizon. He's looking out onto his future. You'll have a much clearer vision of what your future looks like once you've moved. And that tells me what this Moon reverse card is. Oh my god. I was so I have my book out here. I was just going to look it up. No, I know what this Moon reverse is talking about. It's saying that you're feeling unclear and unsure about what the future is going to look like. Obviously, we don't know what the future looks like. The moon, that which is unseen, that which is unknown. But when it's reversed, it's often a sign of gaining clarity, having a better sense of clarity into what the future holds overall. Where there was darkness, or not darkness in terms of depression or anything, but like where there were things that were unseen and that you were questioning, unclear about, they will come to light. They will come to fruition. You'll have just a very more solid grounding and internal sense of the overall future with you and your family in this new domicile. And then you you were wondering time frame. So in order for me to answer that question for you, you already good girl, you did it. You want to know if you'll move by June. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, I just got to ask it as a yes or no question. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Valerie and her family move by the end of June? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Valerie and her children move by June? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Valerie and her children move by June? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Valerie and her children move by June? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Valerie and her children move by June? And we just received a donation. Thank you so much for your donation, Emily. Let me go ahead and add you. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Valerie and her kids move by June? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Valerie and her kids move by June? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Valerie and her kids move by June? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Valerie and her kids move by June? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Valerie and her kids move by June? Nine of Cups, Seven of Wands reversed, Ace of Wands, 10 of Wands, and the Hermit reversed. Yes. That's a hell yes from me, girl. Yes. Starting with the very center card, Ace of Wands. This is the way my guides communicate with me through tarot. I even told you I can only answer time frame questions in a yes or no way. So this is a yes or no question, which I don't always answer. I mean, I'm happy to, but most of my questions are not. But anyway, this is a yes or no question, and literally, Ace of Wands is a thumbs up card for me, always. If this was reversed, even with these cards, I'd say, yes, you're going to move, but it might be by July, by June, absolutely. Nine of Cups, this is wish fulfillment, dreams coming true. I gave you the good news first. I usually wait till the end. It does come with a caveat. Oh, and Hermit reverse, leaving, exploring, moving to another place. It will be challenging, and we already talked about this. Moving in general is a lot. 10 of Wands. It's intense. It's a lot of literally. I'm thinking of moving right now. Like you're carrying boxes, moving things, driving. It's almost very literal here. The 10 of Wands is a man walking uphill with 10 carrying sticks on his back, 10 sticks by himself uphill. I'm not literally, that's not what you're going to be doing, but hopefully you can get people to help you. Last time I moved, it was on my own. It was, oh my god, my body was just like. But yeah, that's the exhaustion of moving. 7 of Wands reverse, the exhaustion of moving. Energetically, I find uprooting, overwhelming. Yeah, it is, and because then we have to reground ourselves, which you will do. You know, you will reground yourself. But yeah, energetically, it is overwhelming. It disrupts our root chakra, but it also realigns it. You're not in the worst place right now, but there's a better place for you and your family that you guys will be rooted to soon. So that is what I see for you, Miss Valerie. Thank you so much, Valerie, for your donation. I appreciate you very much. And I hope that I brought you clarity this evening. Yeah, thank you so much, love. And you're very welcome. You're very welcome. All right, Emily. Emily, thank you for your donation. Emily, did you have multiple questions or did you just have one? Yes, I agree. I agree, Valerie. That was good. I love it when I get to give good news. Yeah, and grounded and real too. Like it like it's gonna be a good move. It's gonna be fortuitous for you. Yeah, it's gonna be a move. It is gonna have its those challenges. Um, but yeah, that's just the reality of things. So it's good, really good. I love it. If I, which I am going to be moving, that if I had asked a question about moving and that's what I saw, I would be very happy. I'd be like, oh, okay, good. Emily, please come to the chat. Emily, it is your turn. Thank you very much. Hi, good to see you, love. Um, so did you want to do? You have multiple questions. You got it. Please go ahead. Did you want to do 3 or 2? Because you can do a 10 card reading and a 5. That I was just gonna let you know. You can do. You can split it into 2 or 3. We can do 1 10 card and a 5, or we can do 3 5 cards. It's entirely up to you, love. Okay, maybe 3 questions. I'll have them all in the chat all in the same time. Just following up on the reading on my crush, I'm deciding to move on from this connection, but I just want to ask a couple of things just for my own release, closure. Questions 1, what does or did he think, feel about me? Was he ever interested in me? And 2, how has that changed? Context, first met last year in October, first talked this year in February on the day I left, connected again last month when I visited, and I left again in March. 3, what would it be like when we meet again in April? I'm visiting and thinking of stopping by his shop to say hi. Okay. So the first question, I have a spread that I do, a love spread. It answers what their thoughts, feelings, and intentions are towards you. I always ask it what their current thoughts, feelings, and intentions are towards you, but you're wondering what his thoughts and feelings were towards you, like if he was ever interested in you. So I'm gonna ask it in that way. What were his thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards you? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What were Mahmoud's initial thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What were Mahmoud's original thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What were Mahmoud's initial thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What were Mahmoud's initial thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What were Mahmoud's initial thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What were Mahmoud's initial thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What were Mahmoud's initial thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What were Mahmoud's initial thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. What were Mountain's initial thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. What were Mountain's initial thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? The World reversed. Two of Cups reversed. The Hanged Man. King of Swords reversed. And Judgment. Okay. This feels... I don't want to say it feels manipulative, but it feels... It just... There's something off. There's just something off here. I'll start with your general energy. The World reversed. You had feelings for him in the past. You currently still have feelings for him. The ring is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you feel as though there's still a possibility that the chapter has not come to a complete close, that there's still more of the story to be written. His general energies at first, we had Judgment. This is actually in a very literal sense. He's, I forget what sign you said he was again, but he's a very judgmental person. And on one hand, there's nothing wrong with being judgmental, being discerning, but when I see the King of Swords reversed, that's telling me that his judgments are unfair. And has a holy, with the angel Metatron here, he has like a holier than thou kind of attitude, not just towards you, but towards other people in the past and currently. That's just part of his character. And we just received a donation from Shanna. Thank you so much, Shanna. Let me go ahead and add you here. Okay. Then his thoughts towards you in the beginning, we had the Two of Cups reverse. This pains me to say, Emily, but I don't want to say that he never was interested in you at all, because he wouldn't have talked to you. But sometimes people do just talk to people. I don't think that he saw you as a serious romantic prospect. He did, in terms of his feelings that he had for you, we have the Hanged Man. I think that came out in the reading we did for him in the past too, which is about suspension, being left in suspense. He left you in suspension. I think when you gave me the story, it was like back and forth, back and forth. You met, and what was it? You first met last year in October, then you first talked in February on the day you left, and then you reconnected when you visited, then you left again in March. And it's with this King of Swords reversed, it might even not be so much a matter of he didn't like who you were or wasn't attracted to you, but because he's so judgmental and really examines people before deciding on what his intentions are towards them. It could very well possibly be that you guys just didn't have enough time to spend with each other and get to know one another. I think he felt that there was some possibility at first, but as time went on, there were the very practical obstacles of the fact that you had to move, you had to leave, and I don't think I know we didn't ask this, but I can almost guarantee you he doesn't want to be in a long distance relationship. It's something that he feels he wouldn't be able to handle or know how to operate. And it is very difficult. Even if it's just a drive, it's still 4 to 6 hours, flight. Or I mean, I'm sure a flight is not as long, but regardless of whether it's a flight, a plane, or a train, or car, it's 4 hours, and that's a long time. It at least indicates that there's that distance between you, that physical distance. But then it also created a distance between the two of you guys getting to know one another. So it just never went that deep with him, because you weren't in his general sphere of influence at that time. There's a physical distance between the two of you. How has that changed? Okay, so we'll ask what his current thoughts and feelings are towards you now. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Mahmoud's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? That's his name, right? I'm getting his name right? Or did he have a different name? His name was Mahmoud, right? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Mahmoud's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Mahmoud's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Mahmoud's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Mahmoud's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Mahmoud's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Mahmoud's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Mahmoud's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Mahmoud's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Mahmoud's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Emily? Yeah, okay. Mahmoud, okay. Let's see here. We have Page of Pentacles, 9 of Cups reversed, Queen of Pentacles reversed, Ace of Cups, and Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I really think, girl, that it's the distance thing. I really think that's a big one. I don't feel like, because I told you, like, I think I mentioned at the beginning, like he wouldn't have started talking to you if he didn't. Well, I mean, that's not true. He might have started talking to you just to be friends with you, but I don't see that. I do think he had a romantic intention at first, but he's very, very stubbornly opposed to growing a relationship that's long term and having a not long term. He's fine with that, but long distance and maintaining a long distance relationship, he can't see how to get past that. So it's very much not a you thing, and I'll get to this. I see that you still hold him dear with this Page of Pentacles, but you also know that you want to see some kind of reciprocity here. His general energies right now, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is telling me that, especially with this 9 of Cups reversed with his thoughts, that 9 of Cups reversed is disappointment. He's disappointed. For whatever reason, there was something about the connection between you and him that disappointed him. And I'm 99% sure that it's the distance. He feels that that it would be too taxing on the two of you to maintain a long distance relationship. I don't know if you've ever been in a long distance relationship. I've been in two. First one I live in San Francisco, and I was dating a guy. I met him here. I was like 25, and he told me he was moving back to San Diego in 3 months. And I thought, roll up my sleeves. Like, I bet I can convince him to stay here. He lied to me. He was moving to San Diego in a week, but we still kept on dating. I really didn't want to do a long distance thing. I knew it would be difficult because it doesn't just take time. I mean, we both had jobs, but it also takes money, energy that I was willing to expend. But I was going down and visiting him all the time, and he came up and visited once. And when he was up here, he wanted to spend most of his time with his boys. I'm like, dude, and then I just saw it, like, he likes me, and I like him, but I like him more than he likes me. And maybe that wasn't the case, but I think it was. He came back years later and apologized to me, and then, so I wrote off long distance relationships pretty much after that. But then I fell for a guy who lived in New York like 2 or 3 years ago, and I tried that, and I thought maybe it would be easier now that I'm older, but it's just as difficult. It's really hard unless the two of you have just unlimited time and resources. One of the most important things about being in a relationship with someone, or in a romantic connection with someone, is physically being with someone, knowing where they are. His intentions towards you, we have this beautiful Ace of Cups, which is telling me he does value you. He does think that you are a good woman, and there would have been potential if you were closer to one another. You said that you guys are not in contact right now. Actions speak louder than words, but at this time, all he can give you really is words. And if he hasn't reached out to you, I would really observe his communications. If he's not reaching out to you, that's not saying that he never had feelings for you, or he never felt anything. But if he wants it badly enough, he could reach out to you, and he's not doing that. It's kind of reminding me of the situation I was just talking about, where, yeah, two people like one another, but if one person's not putting in even the basic, hello, a basic conversational entryway, either, perhaps he's too busy with work. That's possible, but I do think that the biggest issue here is he just doesn't want to be in a long distance relationship. It goes beyond his comfort zone. And he may have dated long distance in the past too, and he may have realized, like, this is too difficult, and it can often be very disappointing. Not always, but I'm trying to think of long distance relationships that I know that I've worked, and the only one I can think of is when people meet and establish a long-term relationship for like a year, and then someone has to move, and then they come back. But it's like that foundation needs to be set, and unfortunately the time and the space didn't allow the two of you to have that foundation and start that foundation. What would it be like when we meet again in April? I'm visiting and thinking of stopping by his shop to say hi. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What would it be like if Emily visits Mood at his shop in April? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What would it be like if Emily visits Mood at his shop in April? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What would it be like if Emily visits Mood at his shop in April? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What would it be like if Emily visits Mood at his shop in April? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What would it be like if Emily visits Mood at his shop in April? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What would it be like if Emily visits Mood at his shop in April? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What would it be like if Emily visits Mood at his shop in April? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How will it go if Emily visits Mood at his shop in April? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. How will it go if Emily visits Montmood at the shop in April? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. How will it go if Emily visits Montmood in the store in April? So this month, you're planning on going? He has his own shop. Okay, so he has his own, or maybe I don't know if he owns it or not, but Five of Swords reversed, the Devil reversed, Queen of Cups, the Magician, and Six of Wands reversed. Okay. Okay. Well, sadly, you will end up being disappointed. Starting with this Five of Swords reversed, Six of Wands reversed. These are both defeat, feelings of defeat, feeling like I thought everything went right. I thought I did everything right. I thought that went well. How come I'm feeling disappointed? How come I'm not, how come we're, because I see it going well. With the Queen of Cups and the Magician, he will be very warm to you. There will be flirtation. He won't take it weirdly. He won't, he won't, it'll be a very pleasant surprise for him. And it will definitely bring up a lot of feelings within you that you have for him. Yep, I'm helping out something for a few friends. Okay. So the good news is it would be a nice meeting. The bad news is it will likely disappoint you afterwards. He likely will not call you to go out, and it doesn't mean that he doesn't want to spend time with you. He's afraid. With this Devil reversed, he's stubbornly opposed to dating someone who lives far away. And to that I say, well, why can't you guys just have dinner? Why does it have to be such a big deal? Well, it's not that it has to be such a big deal, but it's that he knows that it will, that spark that will be relit when you see him in the store. He knows it's going to rehash these emotions that he has for you that can't be met because he refuses to be in a long distance relationship. And he'll probably text you. He may even call you afterwards and say thank you for coming and visiting. I hope you have a great rest of your trip. But I would go into it with this. If you do visit him at his shop, have no expectations, and that's much easier said than done. I would just go into it with no expectations, because if you do, you do run the threat of becoming disappointed, especially because I do think things will go well. It could definitely discombobulate your emotions there. So on one hand, I see it being a nice meeting, but I just don't see it meeting your expectations. Or not expectations, but what you would ideally like to happen after you visit him at the store. So that's what I'm seeing there. It would likely be a really nice meeting, but just to go into it with no expectations, because that can definitely set you up for some disappointment there. So yeah, that is what I'm seeing. Love, thank you very much, Emily. I appreciate you, and I hope I brought you clarity this evening. Thank you. Shanna, thank you for your donation, Shanna. What does Spirit want me to know for the month of April? You got it. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shanna with any and all information she needs to know about the month of April. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shanna with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding the next month. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shanna with any and all information she needs to hear regarding April. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shanna with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her upcoming April. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shanna with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her upcoming April. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shanna with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her upcoming April. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shanna with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her upcoming April. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shanna with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her upcoming April. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shanna with any and all messages that she needs to hear regarding her upcoming April. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shanna with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her upcoming April. You're very welcome, Emily. That makes a lot of sense. I do sense he might have reciprocated feelings, but I'm also aware the lack of contact and action indicate this endorsement potentially. Yeah. You're so welcome. Did I call you April by accident? Emily. Sorry, I'm reading about the month of April. You are so welcome, Emily. I think I accidentally called you April. What the? Sorry. It's getting late. I'm so sorry. But thank you. You're very welcome, love. You're very welcome. All right, Shanna, let's see how April's going to go for you. We have Temperance, Five of Cups, Queen of Wands reversed, Ace of Wands, and Seven of Swords. This is going to be an interesting month. I do see some, we'll start with the bad, starting with the Seven of Swords. Be very, be very mindful of your intuition over the next month. If you feel like someone is trying to cheat you out of something or is misleading you or lying to you about something, I normally don't say this, but if you get a really strong hunch this month that someone's doing something shady behind your back, listen to it, because there's Seven of Swords energy here. And with this Five of Cups, if you don't listen to that energy, you may end up having regrets, some feelings of regret. And I also see energies of jealousy. I don't know if you're dating someone, but Seven of Swords is often a cheating card. It's manipulation, deceit, cheating, lies, trickery. Queen of Wands reversed is often indicative of feelings of jealousy or comparisons. So I don't know if you're dating someone, but if you're single, okay, good. You know what I mean. Like, I'm just glad you're not with a guy who might be cheating on you. Okay, so that cuts that out of the equation. But still be careful, still be mindful of any hunches that you get of people being dishonest in a major way, in a more precisely in a manipulative way, trying to be covert, and the Queen of Wands reversed is not just jealousy. I don't want to just call it the card of jealousy, which it often is, but it's also comparison. If you're not if you're not having grand feelings of jealousy towards a certain person, which doesn't sound or feel like you do, it is likely an energy of possibly comparing yourself to others, comparing your journey to others, either others' career journeys, romantic journeys, housing situation journeys, whatever the case may be, but there's comparing your life's journey in general to other people's, which can be very hard for us not to do. I think most of us do that as humans. See where we're at, well, this person got this far and they're the same age as me. How did they get there at that age? Stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we are all on our own unique journey. Some people find success and love at very later on in life. Some people find it very early in life. Some people find it right in the middle, but it's not the same for all unique snowflakes with unique snowflake lives. But I see a beginning on the horizon, honey bunny. I don't know if you're looking for a new job or a new house or a new man, but I see a wonderful new beginning coming into your life. Ace of Wands. That's the first card in the Minor Arcana. It's one of the strongest cards in the deck. This is great. This is great. Ace of Wands is a card of a grand new beginning. And with this Temperance card, it's balanced. It fills your cup. Whatever this is, whether it's a new living situation or a new job or a new guy, it's going to fill your cup. And even better, not only is it going to fill your metaphorical cup, but whoever or whatever this Ace of Wands is, could be multiple things, will be balanced in your desires and your affections. Like if you're looking for a new living situation, it will be like the place of your dreams. If you meet a new gentleman, he's likely going to check all your boxes. If you find a new job, it's likely going to be like a dream job of yours. Something that matches a vision of yours, like a visual dream of yours. So April's going to be a big month for you. It's going to be, yeah, Ace of Wands. That's a majorly powerful new beginning card. So again, whatever context it ends up being, whether it's romantic or career, money-wise, whatever, it could be multiple things. It's definitely a wonderful sign, and it's a sign of something that you already want, and have been wanting. Yeah, so good stuff. But yeah, be wary of that Seven of Swords energy. Do listen to your intuition, and know that your path is unique to you and you alone. Well, thank you so much, Shanna. I really appreciate you, love, and hope I brought you some clarity. And yeah, I did a couple of readings for people tonight regarding the upcoming month, and it looks good. The energies look really good for people. In fact, most of tonight's readings were all very, very positive. So good energies, good tidings are definitely in the cosmos here. All right. So it is that time of night. We are all caught up. Well, let me double check. Yes, we're all caught up with donations. So it is that time of night. Last call for all donations. Last call. If you have a question that you need me to answer for you, please send in your donation or let me know in the chat that you have a question. Thank you. Last call tonight. Last call for all donations. Thank you very much. Last call tonight. Last call for all donations tonight. You're so welcome. Oh, you're so welcome, Shanna. Oh, you're fine, love. You're fine. Yeah, no, April's gonna be. It's gonna be an intense month, but overall, good. I'm loving that Ace of Wands. It's really beautiful energy. Good stuff. Good tidings. Last call, everybody. Last call for donations. Thank you so much. Last call, everybody. Last call for all donations. Thank you very much. Last call, everybody. Last call for all donations tonight. Thank you very much. Last call, last call. Thank you. Last call, everybody, for all donations. Alright, looks like you guys are all happy and taken care of. Thank you all so much for a wonderful night. I'm sorry my internet went out earlier, but we got things back on track, so thank you for your patience. And I will do my best to be on tomorrow. It's going to be a busy, busy weekend, so I don't know how much I'll be on, but I'll do my best to go on tomorrow. Much love and light to you. Good night.